All right, guys, welcome back to the second channel and welcome back to the Ev Singleton Show. We're talking about a team that we really haven't even discussed too much here on the second channel, the Brewers. They are now 73-44, and I want to talk about them today because of how they're doing this, and I still don't think they are getting the credit that they deserve. Yesterday, they were down 5-0 heading into the bottom of the fourth inning. They win the game 7-6 in walk-off fashion. I want to know what you guys think. Are the Brewers a true contender? Are they just kind of hot in the flash in the pan, wherever the saying is right now? Or was this also just, this could have been just a traditional Mets choke job overall? I think that this Brewers team is going to burn out at some point. And I don't say that as a negative. I think that they're making so many steps in the right directions, but they're getting hot while some of what I would consider the better teams in the league are not. The Dodgers haven't looked all that great. Even the Yankees haven't looked all that great. Like, there's so many teams that I still would think are better than this Brewers squad, but that's really, really tough to say when the Brewers are sitting there at 73-44 and no other team's really even near them, right? I mean, the Blue Jays, 69 wins, the Tigers, 68, the Astros, 66. In the NL, you have 68 from the Phillies, 68 from the Dodgers. Like, the closest team is 4 wins behind them. In the NL, the closest team is 5 wins. So this team is clearly cruising. I could be wrong that they might burn out at some point. But yeah, let me know down below in the comments. Does this Brewers team strike you as a team that is here to say, or are they going to potentially, cool down at some point? Let's dive into this comeback win. I mean, it was an absolute awesome watch. You can see early in the game, yeah, Quinn Priester, not exactly his best, I wouldn't say his best outing overall. Now, the team comes back and saves him, but 4-0 in the top of the fourth, right? And I mentioned, already spoiled it, 5-0. Now we're in the bottom of the fourth, bases loaded. You can see here, Joey Ortiz drives in a run there. Another one, we stretch it out. No play at the plate. Okay, all of a sudden, there's life, right? This Brewers team now has life, and one thing that I'll say about this team, you don't give them life, right? You don't give them life, especially if you are the Mets, especially if you are the Mets on the road. I'd say giving this Brewers team life is probably a mistake. So now 2 outs, first and second. This game's a lot closer. 63 here, bottom of the fifth, and you can see Contreras flips it over there. Boom, would you look at that? Just like that, we got ourselves a damn good ball game, huh? So 6-6 now, bottom of the ninth. Diaz. Pitch, low, drive, it's going. They walk it off. It was Isaac Collins, right? Look at this pitch. It's not even a bad pitch. But it hangs. If that just moves from here to here, another couple inches, that might be a perfect pitch, but it just hangs, and see you later. You knew it off the bat, right? Again, a low and inside pitch, probably the spot that he was looking for, but it just hangs. So now if we look at this Brewers game log, right? So let's go back and just kind of take a peek at some of these games because they have a decent amount of impressive wins here. That said, it also kind of shows that they've beat up on some teams that I wouldn't say are the most quality. So what we can look at here is obviously that series against the Mets, right? They sweep them, and I don't think anyone really is surprised by that. They sweep the Braves. I don't know if anyone's too surprised by that. They sweep the Nationals. Okay. They win 2 of 3 against the Cubs. That's probably their first real test that we've gone through. I mean, if you want to say the Mets are a good team right now, you might be a delusional Mets fan, but this team is better than they've been playing. I'll give you that. Braves, not too worried about. Nationals, not too worried about. You have the Cubs. Okay, they took one. The Marlins took 2 of 3 against them. You have them beating the Mariners in 2 of 3, so they have beat some good competition. This is kind of where I started to truly kind of buy in 2 series, right? We have the Dodgers series here, and then we have the Dodgers series here. They swept the Dodgers in both of those games. So that's sort of like where I go back to kind of even refute my own point in the sense of being like, I don't know if they can beat some of these really good teams, because I do think that they've had somewhat of an easy schedule, but you go back to when they were still winning a lot of baseball games here, and this is a squad in which, right, before and after the trade deadline, they smoked the Dodgers, a team that people would probably say best team in the league. So that's probably a feather in the Brewers' cap overall. To me, I think this team is going to obviously make the playoffs and be competitive. When I say I don't know if they're in it for the long run and all that, I do think in a big series in the playoffs or something like that, they ultimately burn out. I hope they don't, because this team's super, super fun to watch, but it kind of is just my thought right now, right? Especially with them, kind of trying to manage their pitchers, Misarowski, trying to manage his arm and all of that. Like, it's not full-blown confidence there in Milwaukee, but this offense looks really, really good. The bullpen's been pitching really, 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 really well. It is what it is right now. You cannot deny it. So shout out to the Brewers, man. But I do want to know in the comments down below what you guys think. Is this going to be a team that has enough gas in the tank to do this all year long? Like, is this a World Series team? Let me know down in the comments.